Yeah, sales call role play is a great. It's something that I wish I had, and talking with somebody that you've never met before, you're in your head, you're like, I just need them to sign the contract and pay me that invoice. Like, how do I get them from the email all the way to giving me money? Right?
Yeah.
Like, there's this call and there's this thing that happens in between, and I sit there as the client or the lead, and the other person who signs up for this essentially runs me through their sales process. And it could be, it could be a formal thing. It could be the impromptu thing. It could be whatever. I basically say, hey, this is a practice sales call. And I will give them immediate knee-jerk feedback off of the back of that. We kind of just scope out for 20 minutes just for the sales so that this way we can have some live feedback at the end. Um, but then I also follow up the next day with other thoughts after I record the call, listen back to it, and I kind of, your brain does some things once it's resting. I provide feedback and notes back that way. And freelancers use this for practicing calls that they are going to have, right? So this is it. It works two ways, right? A lot of people just want to understand a little bit, or hey, I need to know if I'm asking enough questions,
Yeah.
or they really tell me before the call what they want me to pay attention to, and I try to steer the call that way. Um, and other like, hey, I have this important sales call on Friday. I would love to
Practice it. Yeah.
practice, right? And we do that too. So it's something that I wish I had. Obviously, it's not something that's scalable. I couldn't do 1,000 of them today, right? But people that do book in for those things, get an immediate benefit, and practice makes perfect. I mean, just like athletes, they practice every day that there's not a game. Like, how can we learn more from, sales and be better at sales, a skill that we developers like myself don't have, and are actually mortified of putting our face on things. How do we become better at that? Well, it's through practice and a safe environment where you're not feeling like there's the pressure of the signed contract is is not there anymore,
Yeah.
right? And so I can often give points to those sort of aspects to say, hey, you're doing great here. And then all of a sudden something happens, right? And so a lot of people don't pick up on those things in real time. A lot of freelancers don't record their calls. That was one of the things that I learned early, was to record the calls and listen back to them. And you pick up things that you didn't hear when you're
Yeah.
actually in it real time. So yeah, it's something that I wish I had when I grew up, so to speak, but it's certainly an offer that a lot of people take up on.